You have a bunch of computers and maybe some virtual machines, and you want to set up a Samba server so you can easily share files among them. In this video, we're going to configure such a Samba server on Ubuntu 20.04 and access it from a Linux client and from a Windows client. First, let's SSH the Ubuntu server. We're going to start with installing the Samba server, which can be done with apt install Samba. Great, we now have Samba on our server. Let's configure it. The configuration file is found in etc Samba. We're aiming for a standalone server, and luckily the Samba wiki has a page just for this purpose. I'll leave a link in the video description below. As we can see, the first chapter shows how we can configure our Samba server to work with guest-only access. As long as the clients are Linux machines, this configuration will work for you. But as they explain here in this remark, guest access is now disabled in Windows. So while guest access will only work for Linux clients, authenticated access will work for both Linux and Windows. So I'm going to skip over the guest access configuration and move on to authenticated access configuration. And here I'm just going to copy the example configuration. Notice that the name that they chose for the Samba group is demo group. It can be changed, of course, but I'm just going to leave it as it is. This group doesn't exist yet, but we will create it in the following steps. Let's save the file with Ctrl S and exit with Ctrl X. We now need to create a new user in the server that will belong to the demo group we just talked about and will have access to the shared folder. In the wiki, the name they chose for this user is demo user, and I'll follow suit and go with this name as well. We now need to add a password to this user. And now we need to add the demo user to the Samba database. And I'm going to use the same password I used for the user itself. And let's now create the demo group and add the demo user to this group. Let's now create the shared folder. We only need the demo directory because the guest directory is only needed if you're configuring your server for guest access. Notice that you can choose a different path for the shared folder, but you'll also have to change it in the configuration file. And we need to set the correct permissions. Once again, I'm only copying the lines that have to do with authenticated access. Let's restart the Samba service. Let's now see if we can access the Samba server right from the Windows client. To do that, let's open the File Explorer. And the path we want to access is // and then the IP of the server. Sometimes it doesn't work on the first attempt, and if Windows fails to connect to the Samba server, try restarting both Windows and the server itself, and then it should work. Let's now log in with a demo user and password. and we can see the demo folder, which is the shared folder. And we logged in. We can see what the server contains, and we can add new files to it. We can also connect from a Linux machine on the same network. To do that, I open the File Explorer and choose Other Locations. And we need to specify the protocol, which is SMB, and then the IP address of the server. Again, we need to enter the username and its password. And we logged in and can see the contents of the server. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.